Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Blue Jaegers, and I have a very special episode for you guys. Today, we're going to be reacting to, you know how I feel about it, AOT No Requiem Part 3. This, my buddy told me it was good, so my opinion has loosened up a little bit. But I do not think I will be enjoying this chapter. Just right off the bat, I am extremely biased against this. It's always good to know where your information is coming from. So I'm just giving you my disclaimer right now. I'm extremely biased against these people. I do not like them at all in any way. I stand against everything that they're doing. And you may say, well, why do you not like fanfiction? No, fanfiction is fine. This is not fine. I'll get into that later. And I'm not going to play the music because I think it might be copyrighted. So I'm sorry if I'm making the experience worse for you, but again, it's AotNR, right? It's not going to be that good. But again, hey, my buddy said it was good, so it might actually be good. So I'm going to give my honest and brutal reaction to this. Hopefully I can keep this as logical as possible, and I don't have to... and I can make a good case for it, because again, I am extremely biased towards these people, but just because I'm biased does that mean I cannot give a good review that's full of logic, facts, and evidence. Alright, let's go. This is just some dedication to somebody. Did he die? If he died, that's actually kind of sad. Pretty sad. Hopefully he didn't die. Hopefully he just left the project. I hope. Alright, here we go. It's winter. There's trees. If you want to see what the panels look like, you can go and watch the live replay. So there's there's the trees, footprints in the trees, Attack on Titan Requiem Commander. I remember this. This is Mikasa. It's a headache. It's cold, Mikasa says. The other thing, a big pet peeve of mine, and another reason, and again, this is not just towards AotNR No Requiem. I actually stopped reading No Regrets, because, as you can see here, and I'm talking to my live audience right now, but the art style is not Yoshino's art style. And again, it's a small nitpick, and it's not something that I am doing because I don't like AotNR. I did this for No Regrets, so hopefully... hopefully that shows you that I'm not just being biased towards this, and it's not like a nitpick because I'm being petty. I legitimately do not like the art style does not match up. So it shows Mikasa killing a Titan, Mikasa with the blood on her hands, whoosh. I guess she has another headache, throb, she has a headache, they're screaming Mikasa's saying, focus, don't get distracted, Armin needs you now. Mikasa, you were right. I'm fine. Where's Okayapai? Is she referring to a Yokopon? I don't know. So Fort Salta, we're much closer now. We are running out of time. At this rate, the rumbling will reach the fort within the next 3 hours, maybe less. Levi is saying this, or maybe Gabby's saying this. I don't know. There's no... Oh, this is flopped. There's nowhere else that's safe for the survivors to go. Should we fly there and tell them all to evacuate? Stay calm, keep a level head. None of the three of us can handle the full might of those Titans. Of course not. In fact, the other thing. Why are these people still even moving in the first place? Now again, actually, you know what? No, I actually understand why. Never mind. It's there under the colossal Titans, under the colossal's giant stinking feet. Here's Gabby. Is this? This is not flopped. This is flopped. Okay. Just concentrate on finding any weakness we can exploit up here. Mr. Levi, look. Gabby says, something strange is happening. Falco flies back around. It's people fighting. Mikasa's there. Mikasa's killing people. And he kicks someone's head off. There's really no end to these damn things. No matter how many we kill, they just keep coming, Connie says. I made it to Beretholt. The Okapi. Great, now what do we do? Connie Armin says. Just focus on killing the Okapi. Oh, it's Ymir's pig titan, okay. Yeah, we'll blow the whole place up and then we'll be much closer to winning, right? Piece of cake. Mikasa, I assume, says. That's actually Connie. Are they slowing down? Mikasa asks. Reiner. Ah! Behind. I guess Reiner just got hit with a warhammer. What is this? Reiner asks. Whatever this is, we shouldn't waste it. Peak, Jean, we can't lose this chance. I guess he grabbed a piece of the Warhammer Titan. You know, maybe I should add this in post credits. It's kind of awkward, but I want to have an HD version because there's no way for me to get an HD version without streaming it. Although, what I can do is I can so there's going to be 3 versions of this video. And when I get better software, we won't have to deal with it. Alright, I might be making more money soon, so maybe I'll buy a better camera. We can get whatever. But for now, this is the way it has to be. Alright, so let's continue. What's happening, John says. They're just staring at me. What's with them all of a sudden? There's no mistaking it. They're not responding like before. But on the off chances it's a trap, we'll have better luck if we regroup. I noticed they keep Peak's character intact and keep her intelligent. Although I will say, during the Battle of Heaven and Earth in the real manga, Peak was losing her mind, and she did not appear to be a person who could think quickly on her feet. She was very flustered and was losing her mind. But in this version, she's smart and is able to keep her head. I don't know why that is. I don't know why. I'm assuming it's because her family was in danger. Why she was losing her mind, or maybe she's just not a person who thinks in the moment. Maybe she's just a person who thinks over time and strategizes beforehand, which is not bad. It's just part of her personality. So I don't know. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I don't know if this is actually realistic to her character or if this is actually a nuance that they missed out on her character. But let's continue. So she transforms to the cart. Yep, and starts biting one of the Titans Aaron's been sending. John, get moving, she says. Hurry, I can cover you while they're still behaving weird. Right. Something's different. Aaron. Connie, how much gas do you have left? The other thing I like about this is that the female Titan looks exactly like the female Titan looked in season 1. It's uncanny. Not much. I'm down to my last 2 blades. Any bright ideas? I'm fresh out, Connie says. Oh, actually, I keep forgetting this is flopped. But do we have an actual plan? We'll keep moving forward until we will keep pushing forward until we get Armin back. Oh, good. Same place then. Any bright ideas? I'm fresh out. Now, they did draw Annie very strangely, I will add. And that is a nitpick, I know. But still, I'm coming hard on these people. I will not give them a single inch of wiggle room for what they've done. So, yeah, there's one of my first nitpicks. Whatever this is, it's affecting Beretholt too. Mikasa and Annie look at each other or focuses on their eyes. I don't really know. Annie gets into her Motai position. Mikasa's sweating. Again, another nitpick about Mikasa. Does not look like the real Mikasa. Annie points to Beretholt. What? Oh no. This is not flopped. I'm getting so confused on how to follow this. We're going to read it flopped. We're going to read it in the normal way, but Con, hook onto Annie's hand and brace yourself. We're going to shoot for Beretholt. What? And leave Annie behind? Okay, so another nitpick here. So I'm assuming he's saying this for strategical purposes, but if you look at his face here, it looks like as if he's not concerned about the tactical advantage of having Annie. It looks like he actually caring about her personally, which I thought was a giant deal. I thought it was an awful thing that he laughed that she was eating pie. I thought they wanted to chew her out or to harass her or berate her for what she did in the past. Why all of a sudden is it fine for Connie to do this? Again, this is a nitpick. One could say, well, he's afraid about the tactical advantage, but again, look at his face. Is he conveying just pure tactical blunder, or is he conveying emotional attachment? You decide. Alright. They'll tell her apart. We can't split up now or we'll die for sure. I'm only gonna let that slide a little bit. If we are going to die anyway, if we stay here like sitting ducks, Annie has a better chance of defending herself. She's not worried about us either. Again, she's implying that he personally cares. Because it's implying that Connie personally cares for Andy's safety. Let's continue. Well, true, but fine. Just don't get your ass killed before we do. Looks like break time's over, so that the Titans can start moving again. Another nitpick here: Annie's face in this panel is extremely odd and not like Isayama. But trust me, the time for nitpicks will be over, and we're going to start diving into actual errors. Alright, so it's just the Titans fighting. I think that's a Jaw iteration of the Jaw Titan that just showed up. Jaw's launching at Annie. Connie Mikasa on her hand. And they jump up into, I think, Berthold's nose. Is that what happened? Jump up into Berthold's nose? Or Annie pushed them to Berthold's nose? Annie! Connie presumably screams as he's being chased after by the Jaw Titan. She defends them. Again, if you want to, go look at the other two versions. If you want to see the actual panels. Alright, Connie's going away. Get ready, Mikasa says. Yeah, Connie says. Okay, so we're in the paths. Here's Chad Aaron. We should be able to find some big blunders. Alright, so if you're tired of me nitpicking the drawings and slight character nuances, get ready for some actual narrative issues. Alright, here we go. Here, I think this is 137, because he's playing, Zeke is playing at the same time. This means 137. Alright, so here's the epic showdown between Harmon and Aaron. They're looking at each other. Aaron's staring at him. Armin's staring angrily at him because he's all tough and principled and grounded. Aaron's looking. Have it your way. Oh my gosh. He's doing his little hand thing. They stare at each other. Armin adjusts his ODM gear. Why? Hey, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to just display aggression. Again, small nitpick. This is not his face. I think and also a big part about Armin's character is that his nose is rounded out. It's done on purpose to convey parts of his personality. Isayama did that. So the fact that they did not round his nose is a problem. Whoa, let's see what happened here. I think Aaron just left. Aaron? Armin says. Nice left with Zeke. Aaron, let me out of here! This is what we agreed on! Aaron! He's angrily grasping his fist here. There's no point, Zeke says. No point in what? Fighting? Should I just sit and build sandcastles like you? While everyone around me dies? Okay, pause. I cannot wait for them to I do believe it's supposed to be 139. I know 139's got a lot of criticism for being soft or mushy or unrealistic or betraying Zeke's character or other nonsense. But I do believe, and I'm fairly certain, I have pretty good evidence to back it up. But and I will not be willing to engage in a debate. But I only debate in stuff that I know fully. So this theory is still baking, as they say. But 137 is the climax of the narrative, I'd say, or thematically the climax, because I'm not going to explain it to you. You don't deserve an explanation. But 137 is the climax of the story, not narrative. I mean, or the thematic climax, we can say, or the moral climax. And I want to say moral, I mean moral is story, not moral as in, sensitive behaviors that distinguish between right and wrong. So, I'm really interested to see how they redo this, because I always, one of the things I always ask is, well, what did you want to happen with the ending? What would you like to happen, right? And here we're getting a very detailed reaction to the question I've been asking. So I'm just saying, I'm excited to get into this. Again, Armin said, should I just sit down and build sandcastles like you while everyone around me dies? The situation might look hopeless, but to you, but I haven't given up. All allies still have the power to fight. They are all out there right now putting their life on the line. And then here's Zeke's mouth, which is so not like his mouth in real life. Help me out here, Mr. Zeke. Mr. Zeke? When does Armin ever refer to Zeke as Mr.? We've been here for a long time. Surely you can think of us a way too. You still haven't realized it yet, have you? And yes, I'm going to have a little bit of fun with the voice impersonations, for sure. So, do with that what you will. Aaron lied to you, and now he's abandoned you here, just like he did me. Hope, the power to fight, none of those things matter in the end. And another criticism I have, is it seems like, and I am using my voice to convey it, so perhaps I'm artificially making it look at this, but it does appear as if Zeke got more nihilistic as the story went on, as he's trapped in the paths. Zeke didn't really change between 137 and whatever chapter we saw him meet Xavier in. He uses the same ideology. I mean, this is really exposition. This is not character regression or character development. This is just exposition. That's what he thinks. The deeper, we're diving more into depth. That's what Zeke actually believes. Because it's what he believes. Now we're really seeing it matured and thought and talked about. So again, really good chapter as far as dialogue goes, or philosophical dialogue. Again, I'm not my story critique has a limit, right? It's some public, but I was talking to one of my buddies about Attack on Titan. He said, "Oh, this thing was paced poorly." And I was like, you know what? Fair enough. I'm not. That's where my knowledge and expertise ends. If you say it's paced poorly, hey, it's paced poorly. I'll take it. But so as far as dialogue goes, for me, philosophically anyway, it was great dialogue. But let's get into this. Perhaps if things were different, and I still had control over your mirror, I would have been able to help you. But what good would it do? All you're doing is postponing the inedible, like the creature of millennia or your mirror herself. This is just the same deluded arrogance that if we had fought back hard enough or had our hope strong enough, we could change the natural order of the world. Okay, so they're doing a very good job so far. Actually staying true to Zeke, staying true to, more importantly, to Isayama's actual message and dialogue here and exploration. So, yeah, props to them so far for adding that in. Let's continue. But all that does is bring suffering in the end. In the grand scheme of things, who are we to interfere? Connie, go up! Mikasa says. Even from here it's hot. I guess we're a distance away from Berthold. I can barely see anything. Try not to break the steam. That huge bastard can't do much except this, can he? At least it makes for good cover, Connie says. Mikasa's teeth on point here. Also, their weird collar that they have, coming cuff. That's also on point here. Good for them. And yeah. Although Mikasa's buttons are not showing on her shirt. Yeah, I'm really, really nitpicking this. Another thing I don't like is all these scratch marks on their clothing and body, which is not seen in the present source material. And not just, I'm not talking about 135, 137, I'm talking about just, is that present in the source material really anywhere? There's much scratch marks, or just the way they're drawn is awful. We can't hold out like this for much longer. The Okapi hit in its mouth. How do we get close? This is the end. Oh, or Zeke saying this. Armin saying this? There is no... Okay. Here's... Okay, so we've had enough nitpicks. I talked about the shirts, talked about the buttons, talked about the drawings, talked about the faces. Okay. Here's really the problem. There is no way... Go back Unless you want to go back and you want to retcon every single moment of happiness he has had since his childhood, since he was 9 years old, and you want to retcon what he was drunk on, and you want to retcon the main reason why he got the Colossal in the first place, do not tell me he believes this, because the entire point of 137 is that each character was finally explained to us their full philosophy in its maturity. It's sort of like a baby, right? Like when it's in the womb, you can see it, right? You can see it move, you can see its hands, you can see its feet, you can see its face, you can see its eyes, right? You can see all these things. So you have a good understanding what the belief is, or the ideology is. Then the baby is born. It's complete, it's final, it's apparent to all. There's nothing left to say. It's over. This is what the baby is, this is what it looks like. Zeke and Armin had a conversation in 137 that fully explained their ideologies because I tell you, it was a mystery. It was sort of a mystery as to what their full beliefs were. It was sort of unexplained, and we got the full explanation. Just like with a baby, if you have an ultrasound, it's still sort of a mystery what the baby actually looks like, but not really. You understand what I'm getting at here? So Armin has been like this from the start, and there's no way Armin suddenly throws his beliefs away now. He should have threw them away a long, long time ago. He should have threw them away when there was human beings outside the walls who were extremely prejudiced towards him. That's why he should have threw his beliefs away. If even before that, he should have thrown it away. But if there's ever time to, it is 100% not here. There's no reason why he should be saying this right now. Now that's my major flaw. This is a character assassination on the highest order. If he actually goes through with this, I might just jump the gun here, and I might have just said all that, and Armin still stays strong to his beliefs. I don't know. I don't have power like Aaron or the founding mirror. I'm no one next to them. I can't look into the past and see different futures. Now again, I have a problem when people with the whole seeing different timelines nonsense, because I believe in the whole compatibilism, right? Or I think the proper term is compatibilism determinism, or compatible determinism, right? That every action a character takes happens according to their own nature, thus the future cannot be changed, right? Or thus the past cannot be changed. So there's no universe in which I eat mayonnaise. There's not, unless I'm forced to eat mayonnaise. And there's no universe in which I am, and there's only a universe where there's no universe where that person who forced me to eat mayonnaise does not force me to eat mayonnaise, right? Because they all act according to their own nature. So it's not like there's random external forces, especially when we're talking about big decisions like the rumbling or a certain move or the coup or anything like that. There's no way Aaron in a different timeline goes, you know what? I'll join the garrison. I'll join the garrison. Why not? There's no universe in which he does that. You know why? Because he acts according to his own nature. His nature is always to pick the circuit course. So no matter how many times the future gets restarted, he's always going to pick the circuit core. Just like he's always going to pick the rumbling. And just like always Armin's going to stop him from doing the rumbling. And we can apply that same principle to each character. So the future cannot be changed. So that's why this is the other thing where I have a serious problem with the different timelines nonsense. There are some things that are out of our control, and I accept that. Okay, so Armin's character didn't get assassinated, but even so, I refuse to give up. Okay, great. So Armin's character didn't get assassinated, although we still have a problem with the timelines. Let me ask you this, Mr. Zeke. You said there's no point in interfering because it won't change anything. And again, Zeke has an extremely good point here. That's why I say it's the climax, because now we're getting to, not only is it the climax for reasons that I won't even waste my breath telling you people, but it's the climax because now we have an extremely good argument for why everything is meaningless. We have crystal clear evidence, very strong logical evidence that everything we do is meaningless. And now we're looking around, we're saying, well, why should we continue by? Why should we do anything? And then, of course, Armin comes in and tells us part of the answer. You say there's no point in interfering because it won't change anything. Well, I've seen people change. Okay. I'm learning from my mistakes. I'm going to read the rest of this, wait till Zeke responds, and then I'll criticize this. Well, I've seen people change. I think we see Astoria here. We see Hanji, Aokapon, who's drawn very poorly. Sasha, I think. We see Niccolo. I've seen enemies learn to accept each other and fight for one another. Peak. I think we see the Pantons and the Panther unit. Marcel. Falco, Gabby, Reiner, I think, and someone else. Our allies are fighting together because we believe in the same thing. That everyone has the right to live and find happiness on their own terms. And I'll not allow Aaron to take that from them. None of us will. Alright, so now we're moving on from the picks for real this time, and we're really going to just dissect and rip apart this dialogue right here. Alright, so first off, they completely butchered Zeke's speech, because Zeke originally said, and I'm going to pull this up in the most accurate online translation. You know what? Forget about that. I'm not going to pull this. I'm going to get my actual official translation. Hold on a second. Alright, and you know what? I'm not doing this to show off, I'm doing this because I'm proud. I am the proud owner of the 34th Tokuban for Attack on Titan, one of the greatest works ever written in my generation. I'd probably say the greatest work in my generation. Okay, so I'm not going to hide it, I'm not ashamed. I own this and I own it proudly. But, again, it doesn't mean there's not flaws in it, but I'm saying I own this proudly. I love it. Alright, so let's read the official translation. We're not going to go online and find some cringy translation. We're going to forget the actual thing, what Zeke actually said originally. Alright. Let's go to 137. Let's see. Let me explain to you why I have a problem with this. Okay. Now. Oh, man. Alright. So, he says, I haven't given up yet. Armin says, I haven't given up yet. Armin says, I haven't given up yet. Zeke says, why not? Armin says, well, as he's going to explain, it's like, well, Zeke says, you still seek to multiply. Is the continuous existence of your species really that important to you? He's in shock. One might say we're witnessing the pitiful death throes of life forms controlled by fear. A fear born of life-sustaining functions that are completely without meaning, and Armin interjects and says something that's pretty stupid for Armin. My friends are fighting right now because so we can save people, many people from terror. What we're doing is fighting fear. But you know what? It's a little bit more grounded than I originally thought. And would it be so wrong to lose that fight? You know, to live. And here's the important part right here. You know, listen to this, and this is why. And again, I don't like to bring religion into this because not everyone believes it. But this is why, and I love this thing I put this in this. And I love this thing I put this in here. We all have a collective understanding that people are supposed to live forever. We all have that collective understanding that people are not supposed to die. We all understand that. And Zeke is what I'm saying. Zeke's logic is extremely grounded. There's a reason why we were created to live forever. But again, if you don't believe in that religion, that's fine for now. You have to listen to that. But what I'm saying is, he's right. There's a certain hopelessness, despair, nihilism that people die and disappear and don't do anything else. And this is why when people and I'm going to mention something disturbing, so maybe we'd like to skip ahead a little bit, maybe 20 seconds. But this is why when school shooters, they kill themselves after, right? No punishment for their crimes. That feeling you get, like, that's so interesting. He killed people, they're gone, and now he's gone himself. And then, I remember I was reading something, and I remember it was someone said, it was a bad guy because they were killing people, and said, I didn't kill anybody, I merely just shortened their lifespan, or I merely expected it was already going to happen. And that's like, damn, that's deep. Let me think. But listen to this. You know, to live means to one day to die, don't you? Who knows? Perhaps one's final, and this is when Zeke really starts to get extremely logical and extremely hard to contradict. Perhaps one's final moments bring some kind of relief. A lifetime of being manipulated all in the name of growth. And we actually see, without ever knowing it has any meaning to it at all. And this is actually why, this is already a theme beforehand, especially in the anime. When Annie laughs, she laughs one of the reasons why she laughs is out of relief, because she does not have to hide that she's a female Titan anymore. This has been a running theme. What basically he's saying is, it brings relief because you have a lifetime of striving against good or evil or this goal or that goal. It's over. You can finally drop it. You can finally have relief. Okay? I think he says more. That sounds like freedom to me. And it makes such a good point here. Okay? So that's what Zeke actually says. Now let's go and look at what he says again. And that's what Zeke says. Keep that grounded philosophy and logic in your mind. Okay? Now look. Look what he actually says here. Let's go back. He simply says to him, there's no point, Armin says, in fighting, right? Zeke says, that's all he says. And then Zeke says, you still don't realize it yet, have you? Eren lied to you, now he's abandoning you here, just like he did me. Hope, the power to fight, none of those things matter in the end. So again, it's very similar, but there is a catch here. No, keep watching. This is why you didn't catch me though, but keep reading. Perhaps if things were different and I still had control over your mirror, I would have been able to help you, but what good would any of it do? All you're doing is postponing the inevitable. See, it's very similar, but listen to what happens. Let the creature millennia or Ymir herself, the same deluded arrogance that if we fight back hard enough, our strength strong enough, we can change the natural order of the world. Which again, this is weird because he's actually implying the source material. This taken at face value, it's hard to actually ascertain the meaning of what he's saying. Of course, I've read 137 many times, so I actually know what he's talking about, and I'm sure you have, so you know what he's implying. But this is a flaw with the actual narrative, with the actual stories, because he's implying something that we don't actually fully grasp. And these are the last chapters. There's no reason to have stuff up. There's no reason for mystery anymore. You have to have everything grounded and based in plain apparent to all. But all this brings suffering in the grand scheme of things. Who we interfere. Now notice first off how vague that is, and the subtle differences between what the actual source material says. Now watch Armin's response to this. Oh man. Okay, now watch what Armin says. You see, there's no point in it feeling because it won't change anything. Well, I've seen people change. I've seen enemies learn to accept each other and learn to fight for one another. Our allies are fighting together because we believe in the same thing. That everyone has a right to live and find happiness on their own terms, and I won't allow Eren to take that from them. None of us will. Okay, now, another thing I'd like to mention is that Ecclesiastes this is very similar, 137, the first part of it, to Ecclesiastes. Right, so again, I'm gonna get a bit technical, and this is more of a dog whistle, so if you want to, go ahead and skip this, but I would encourage you to stay on. So basically we have Proverbs, with the three wisdom books in the Old Testament. We have Proverbs, we have Ecclesiastes, and we have Job. Okay, so Proverbs is all happy and go lucky, joyful for the most part. Most of it is if you are wise, if you walk in the ways of wisdom, if you do good things will happen to you. Good things will follow. Ecclesiastes says there's no hope because of exactly what Zeke is saying. And I was actually the reason why I thought Ecclesiastes just sounds because I was just about to quote Ecclesiastes because to refute Armin. To refute Armin's ideology. Just two things that come to mind with Ecclesiastes. Now, then there's Job, which is he's obviously a wise guy, does wisdom, walks in the ways of the Lord, does the good stuff, blah 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 blah. But still, all his bad stuff happens to him, right? And then he does get replaced at the end, but as everyone likes to point out, his children who do die are actually not replaced. So still smooth taken from him that was irreplaceable. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that this is an actual problem to the human condition, and I love that Isiana brought it up. These people did not. I mean, actually rushed through dialogue. From what I can tell, maybe he talks more, but they actually rushed through dialogue in an extremely important issue to the human condition that's been observed. And again, even if you don't believe that the Bible is real, it's been observed by, at least you could say, philosophers and writers for thousands of years. It's been the actual problem that has been grounded and rooted in logic and philosophy. Okay, now, that says conclude Ecclesiastes. Now, I don't have it off the top of my head, but two things here. Armin says, I've seen people change, I've seen enemies learn to accept each other and fight for one another, blah, 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 blah. Again, what's one of the most quoted things in Ecclesiastes? Again, you don't have to be a Christian to believe this. Just follow along. The philosophy will follow. Don't worry. Right? There's nothing new under the sun. It's all chasing after the wind. All is vain chasing after the wind. Okay? Now, the other thing is, all these heroes who turn good, they're all going to die. Just the same. The rich will die as the poor will die. The good will die as the evil will die. The wise will die as the foolish will die. It's all the same. All is vain and chasing after the wind. Okay? You understand? So, and what are they doing? They're doing good, right? He's seeing people change and do good, apparently, is what he's implying. Do good at what? Save the world? Save people who are already going to die. Who, again, in Zeke's original ideology, is freedom. Because it is, as he actually says that Ymir faced a punishment known as fear. Because she was being controlled by fear. Fear of death, fear of poverty, fear of loneliness, whatever you want to put in there. And again, this all ties back to everyone's enslaved to this also ties back to everyone's enslaved to something. Blah blah blah. Right? So you are a slave, not only because so you are a slave to what you are afraid of. In a way, and it's more complicated than that, but in a way, one reason why he said this, because you are a slave to whatever you are afraid, whatever you're trying to avoid. Okay, so Ymir is afraid of dying. So what is she? She's a slave in the paths because she is trying to be alive forever because she's afraid of death. Now, of course, we can get more controversial. We can talk about Aaron. Aaron wanted freedom. He was afraid of being caged, which made him not free. But if you don't believe that, I didn't talk to you about that right now. You can just toss it away if you want to. But it goes so on and so forth. Mikasa's afraid of losing her family. Everything she does because she's afraid of losing her family. But if she just dies, and just has that relief of not having to fight for her family anymore, that looks like freedom to Zeke. So Armin's response here, first off, Zeke's philosophy is explained very poorly here, and then Armin's response here, and I am comparing to the actual source material. Not just to Zeke's awful response, is incredibly flawed and holds no bearing on any of our personal lives or any of our personal psychological struggles whatsoever. Right? And he's saying, this is the line, everyone has the rights to live and find happiness on their own terms. It's just the strangest thing. This comes across as a platitude. This is not, or, maybe because I'm not playing the music, but this appears to be coming across as a platitude. Because it's like, okay, great. So you believe that people should live and find happiness their own way. Never mind parody. Never mind any of that. Never mind that Marley was taking that away. Never mind that there's been nationalism and espionage. Never mind any of that. People have the right to live how they want to live. All right, on their own terms. Funny, because Aaron is finding happiness on his own terms. Again, you have to elaborate. This is the final chapters. You must elaborate fully what your ideology is entirely, in all the nuances, and complexities. Aaron is finding happiness and freedom on his own terms. I don't know what else to say about that. You're taking away Aaron's freedom and you're taking away Aaron's happiness because he wants to take away other people's happiness to achieve his own happiness. How does that work, Armin? It's dumbness. And again, Zeke's beard is drawn poorly. I think the epaulet loop is there, sort of, but it's not like Attack on Titan. And his lips are not the lips that Zeke actually has. It's hard to tell, but I think Zeke also changed his shirt. His shirt does not appear to have the traditional color like it does in the actual original source material. More nitpicks. Mikasa's face, kind of strange. Again, and also the marks on her face are strange. Connie cut down the ones on the opposite side, Mikasa says. Right. I assume Connie says this. Alright. Here we go. That's what the Surrey Corps stands for, Mr. Zeke. No. Well, maybe sort of. The Surrey Corps really was about, and I'll say it once, I said it once, I'll say it again, surveying land. That's what they're there for. And that's why the Survey Corps disbanded after they reached the sea. Because their purpose has been served. which is funny that he brings this up, because this is precisely what Zeke is talking about. Now the Survey Corps should be in an extreme state of nihilism because they've already served their purpose and they're still around. What else is there? It's just like I talk about with Erwin, right? People say, I see no scenario in which Erwin actively supports the rumbling. Sure, he may support it, like, in principle, right? Like, he would be like, oh yeah, parody should be safe at cost. There's no way this dude actively would support the rumbling. The amount of bloodshed and planning and brain power and disregard of human life, there's no way he would do that. Because he's not drunk on anything anymore. He saw his father's basement, and you'll notice, as I said a billion times, he himself smacked away the injection. Because, and again, this is a little bit of implication here, but he did smack away the injection. Because one could even say, because he knew Armin was the better option here for Armin's real ideology in the story. So the Third Corps stands for Mr. Zeke. Again, not really. The Third Corps was taking tax money that other people could have used for other stuff, but they used it because they had their own idea of freedom. So no, this nonsense where Armin says Aaron has the right to find happiness and live on their own terms is nonsense, because the people inside the walls are perfectly happy to live inside their walls, and they do not want your taxes being wasted on them, on the Titans. Again, very, very, whoever is in charge of drawing Zeke has done an extremely horrific job here. Zeke looks awful. We don't just fight for us or for the people of this world. This should be interesting. Now, we don't just fight for us, the people of the world. Is that entirely true? I'm trying to think about it right now. Is that true? Do they not just fight for them or the people of the world? I guess they were fighting. I think they did have a very selfless cause. They did want to fight for humanity and free humanity. This should be interesting. We do it in honor of those who have given their lives for this cause. Okay, so he's invoking Erwin now. Okay. Makes sense. Erwin answered this to a lesser extent way back when. So, I don't... It's good that he invoked Erwin. It's good that he... And not because Erwin's a Chad, because Erwin actually said something meaningful. Right? It's not because Aaron gave a cool speech to give everyone goosebumps, right? It's because Erwin actually said something of meaning and value. Yeah, okay, right? Because, and you know, that's why that Levi scene is so interesting. Because like, the Zero Corps finally stopped. That's why he said, "This is what you dedicate your hearts for." Right? Everybody, right, built upon something. Everyone sacrificed their life for one ultimate goal, and Zeke. Honestly, Zeke does an amazing job of tearing it down. Why are you fighting for this goal? And he says even in the book, without even, I think he actually, let me, I want to quote him exactly. This is serious stuff here. This is my, of course, some of you know my favorite chapter. So let me see if I can quote him exactly. All right. All right, hold on. Yes. Okay. In the lifetime and a lifetime being manipulated as in fear of being eaten by Titans, fear of being trapped on the walls. Again, I'm comparing. I'm using Zeke to sort of try to debunk what Erwin said in season 3 and what Armin's saying now. All in the name of growth, right? Growth would be interpreted as getting past the walls, being free, liberating humanity, without ever knowing there's meaning to it at all. Okay. Which is interesting that he brings the ghost in, because they do see that there's a meaning to it. But of course, in real life, which is what, and of course, every dialogue is supposed to be meta in a way. So he is talking to us, the audience here, 100%. And so we don't get to be ghosts and see. Well, it's from a naturalist perspective or a materialist perspective. When I say materialist, I don't mean a person who values material things. I mean material as in the material world is really all there is, or the most important. So from a materialist or a naturalist, I don't think naturalist is the right way to say that. But materialist, naturalist, atheist, whatever you want to call it, you cannot be ghost and see into the what your sacrifices resulted in, right? And I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes, like when a soldier dies, sometimes I'm like, they never got to see what they accomplished. They never know if they accomplished it or not. What does that mean exactly? They died fighting for something, fighting to save the Jews in World War II. They didn't know. The soldiers who were fighting for what they thought was right, they died. They failed, thinking they were helping their country. They don't know that. So interesting. But anyway, so Aaron says this. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just being weird. But so Aaron says this, and so Zeke's like, it's all the same thing. In fact, they should have accepted their deaths earlier because they wouldn't have been controlled by fear or whatever to go outside the walls and explore the land. And the fallen comrades, they resulted in nothing because what they resulted was nothing. This is another thing about everything. There's nothing new under the sun, because the other thing about Attack on Titan is that the cycle of violence always will continue. So, with that in mind, the Civic Corps liberating humanity was a pipe dream from the beginning, and all their sacrifices of comrades before them that built the foundation of what they are today, it has to be torn down just by the nature of human beings to begin with. Right, so now we're feeling really nihilistic, we're feeling really sad, we're feeling really depressed, like, what even is used to this? Right, I feel bad for anyone who actually read this a month, actually no, because Armin debunks it, but yeah, this is just really sad stuff, because it's so true. And you know innately it's true, or that something's wrong with what Zeke is saying is true. There's something wrong with how he made it set up. All right, that's why as their commander. Okay, so I see Armin is more gung ho. He's more accepting his role as commander. I know that was a big problem for people, so they changed that. I will not abandon them. Great. Again, wait a second. Hold on. I'm just skipping ahead here to confirm something. There's no way. So, Zeke says some sort of vague rationale for nihilism or antinatalism, or both. Armin responds with platitudes he's been regurgitating since Season 3, beginning of Season 4. As their commander, I will not abandon them. This is ridiculous. And again, they did really nerf Zeke's dialogue, or monologue. Technically it was dialogue. They really did nerf Zeke's dialogue from 137. So, Armin's counter-argument admittedly doesn't have to be as strong as it was in the original. But this is just garbage. So, so he says all that, and you refute nothing. Let's go back and see what Zeke actually said, because Armin refutes nothing. He just spews platitudes. Again, here's the thing. Bland platitudes that we've been hearing since the beginning of the show. Okay, great. We know you're an empowered leader who wants to help his teammates no matter what. Awesome. Why, though, is what we're asking. Why? What drives you to do this? Because he says it in a bit. He says, we want people to live how they want to live and be happy how they want to be happy, which is a contradiction, of course, to what he's doing now. And it's mind-boggling. I cannot believe. I'm going to try to find Zeke's. I still haven't realized it yet. Have you? Aaron lied to you and Ben is here. Hope the power to fight. None of those things matter in the end. He's right. You're dead all the same. What, like, and really think about the fertility of life right now. This war's been, just in the context of Attack on Titan, this war's been raging on for 2,000 years. What's an extra 30 years of someone's life? And to quote another Bible verse, or maybe I shouldn't say it's a Bible verse before I actually say it, because it probably turns people off. But man's days are like a vapor, like a mist. It's here and then it's gone, and that is really very true. And if you look at, again, even the context of Attack on Titan, of the war, it's been raging for 2,000 years. What's an extra 30 or 40 years in someone's life? Is it really that important? Have you ever seen people say, man, time flies so fast? I remember when you were, a little small person, and now you're graduating college, or now you're celebrating your 30th anniversary, right? Or speaking of anniversary, maybe you're saying, I remember when I just met you. I remember when we were in high school together, like it was yesterday. Life is a vapor. It's a mist. You're here one day and gone the next. And here Armin is, in the face of such cruel reality. What does he say? What does he say? Yeah, you're postponing the inevitable. Yeah, exactly. Exactly what that villain said. You're postponing the inevitable. Exactly. And it's, again, he says arrogance here. It's he didn't exactly focus on the arrogance part. It is sort of arrogance, but really, arrogance is not the problem. Now, what does Armin say to this? What does Armin say in all of this? Right, in the last part, right? Who are we to interfere? This is all just now Zeke is just going off the rails here. Going off the rails, and his logic is going less grounded. What does Armin say to that? I'm the commander. I will not abandon them. This is like when Hanji said genocide is wrong. Like, you know how all of us just simultaneously just eye roll when she said that. Like, oh, the genocide is wrong. Okay, great. Move on. And again, as you guys know, I am not a Hanji hater. I hate her personally. I have hated her since episode like 3 or 4, whichever since she first got introduced. I hated her, and I have always hated her. And I hated her progressively as the story continued. But everyone knows I appreciate her character, and everyone knows I like her being part of the show. And everyone knows how high I ranked her, right? So I'm not saying this because I'm biased towards Hanji, although maybe you can say I am. But we all simultaneously rolled our eyes because genocide is wrong is not an argument. Especially when parody was in danger to get genocided. Genocide is wrong is not an argument. That is not an argument. That's a platitude. That is a platitude that you're not even pretending to defend. In fact, it seemed pathetic to me when I first read it. I know for some people it's empowering and, oh yes, the strength of the leadership, Hanji will not accept genocide, No, it was like she was being like bombarded with logic. Like, this is good for parody, this is gonna happen, this doesn't happen. She's being bombarded with logic. He's like, genocide is wrong, I can't accept it. That's what it felt like to me. That's what, in reality, that's what it was. It's a platitude that she had. And good for her for sticking to it. But Armin responds to this grounded logic and cruel reality of our world. A reality that you eventually have to face, whether you like it or not. And he responds with something that, first off, is specific to him. Not to you, to him. Are you in the Survey Corps? No. Are you even in the military? For one, are you even fighting for a collective, for a bigger goal? Do you even have that mentality? Do you even have a collectivist mentality in work? Are you saying I am part of a team that is going to push for the goals of the company? Are you a politician? Do you work for a politician? In what sense do you have a collectivist mindset? This is not universal. Armin says, and I will not lie and take it from none of us will. That's what this record stands for. We don't just fight for us, we fight for the people of this world. We do an honor, which is, again, honor is not grounded. It's honor. It's something that someone. It's hard to explain, but just forget I said that. We do it in honor of those who've given their lives for this cause. That's why, as commander, I will not abandon them. Okay, so next time you're depressed, next time you're thinking of the fertility of life and the vanity of what you're doing, and the eventual demise of your children, and again. And I'll say why I just said that. And again, this is something that every person has to face. When I was talking to a person who just gave birth, and they were like, when my son was first born, I remembered thinking, when he was born, she was thinking, every second he's alive is a second he's closer to death. Now, what do you tell that person? This is not what the Survey Corps stands for. We're going to do an honor of his ancestors, and I'm not going to abandon you. No, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous, and I'm not even going to explain 130, the real 137. I'm not even going to explain why it is better, because I'm reviewing AotNR Requiem. I'm not talking about 137. If you want to talk about 137, go ahead. I'm gonna be reacting to a video about 137 pretty soon here. But don't ask me. Don't you dare put in the comments, oh, why is 137 any better? I'm simply explaining to you why this sucks. Okay? And I will be reacting to a video about 137. And if you want to call in or talk to me or email or whatever, I will gladly do so. But do not keep your fingers away from the comments. And here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. I will literally block your comment and delete it. Okay? Not because it's suppressing your free speech, because I just told you that I would have I just got done having a 4-hour conversation with Company Couch. Right? My ideological opposer or opponent. So don't tell me that I don't want to hear different ideas. I'm suppressing you. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm not accepting trolls. This is a serious conversation we're having. I'm not going to accept trolls. I'm not going to accept bullshit. I'm not going to accept stupid arguments like laughing my ass off. Look at you, Brown's Magic. If you want to have an argument, put an argument in the comment section. Perfectly fine. I will leave it there. If it's a good one, I will pin it. I have done it before. But I don't want to hear any of you talk about 137 canon, because we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this. Alright, now that hopefully got that disclaimer out of the way, we can continue. There, they did it. What did we do? Did we help? They have to get Armin first before we can get close. Do you see them? I can't. There's so much steam. It's worked. He's down. Connie, on it. Because it says, there. And the Okapi. Which actually, it's funny that I didn't recognize the word, because I actually remember reading it in Battle Heaven Era, but that was a long time ago. There! They say, the Okapi is there, and Connie cuts its mouth, and Armin somehow is out. He's out of the Okapi. Funny. Now here's the thing. Why is Armin? Because I know this starts off. Let me see if I can confirm this. Where does AOT know Requiem start? Okay. Okay, so it is the final 3 chapters. And let me just go to their official website, just so I can double check this before I make any accusations. It's funny because I thought that Requiem was a chapter in 137 because in the Tokubon, because I heard about this somehow before I read the Tokubon. But okay, so it is a rewrite of the final 3 chapters. Okay, so that means that 135 already. That means that 135 is happened beforehand. Now, why did he get swallowed by the Okapi? Now you might say, well, it was Eren, of course, who swallowed Armin because, he wanted the rumbling to continue. So obviously Eren. Funny you should say that, because I specifically recall him 2 chapters earlier saying he won't take away their freedom and that they're free. So I want you to ask me this question. I want you to answer this question. You may be saying, well, Armin is free. He just got swallowed up by Eren. He's still free to do whatever he wants inside this pig, which is technically a prison. And sorry, it's technically a prison, but he's free to do whatever he wants. He can, sing and dance and skip and dance and whatever. But he's still free. Really? So if Eren restructured his body so that he wouldn't have the Cloth Titan, he could still fly to Paris, walk to Britain, have a cup of iced tea on his porch. He's still free. He's free the when he was. But why didn't he take away his Cloth Titan? Because he wanted to be free. So I think we can rule out Eren being the one. Now you know what I think? Again, call me crazy, but I think I have better logic than you do, and I would have no problem with debating this specific point. I think this was Ymir who swallowed him, because it's a pig, number 1, and number 2, Ymir swallowed him because, let's actually read what happened. So again, I have the actual source material. I'm not going to get shitty online translations. Excuse my French. Actually, here it is right here. Armin says, I can't hold on. Actually, let's go back. He remembers Commander Irwin, or he remembers a conversation he had with, I think it was Connie in season 1. That's why I love season 1. Someone who can't throw away anything when they're able to change anything, showing Commander Irwin. I know that. Nothing will change unless I throw them away, Armin says. I can't hold on to my naive hopes. Aaron, I have to. And then he gets eaten. Okay? So obviously, Armin's saying I have to throw Aaron away. I can't change anything. I can't hold on to my naive hopes. He's come to terms he's going to have to kill Aaron. And then he gets swallowed up by a pig. It's almost as if Ymir did that so that Mikasa would kill him. Mikasa needs to kill him, right? She wants Mikasa to... She's desperately looking for someone who can relate to her. And so, again, call it stupid, call it whatever you want. I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to end and defend. What I'm here to do is I'm here to simply show you. Again, because this is implied. Sorry, this is the prologue to this. Because this is 135. He got swallowed by the Okapi. Okapi. He got swallowed by the Okapi because Mikasa needs to kill him. So unless Mikasa kills him, which I'm pretty sure she doesn't in this version, I'm pretty sure she didn't kill him. Why does he get swallowed? It's a simple question. Why does he get swallowed? There's really no reason. Because Aaron said he wouldn't take away their freedom. Yet he put him into prison. And then actually specifically Zeke says that he was trapped in the paths. So is Aaron's character getting retconned? Is he getting assassinated? Is he just changing his mind? What's going on here, folks? And plus, why didn't Aaron just send another Titan to swallow him again? And bigger question, why didn't he just take away his Colossal Titan if he was so unconcerned with his freedom? Right now, because if you say, well, he changed his mind, now he knows the sacrifices he needs to make in order to make parity free. Now he's willing to take away their freedom. Okay, great. Why is this fucker still the Colossal Titan? In fact, why is he even still walking? Why isn't he in a coma? Because again, he can restructure his body to have no limbs, presumably make him in a coma. Why is he still even doing anything in the first place? I'll leave that up to you, the audience. I'm back. How? Zeke's stupid blue beard is still there. Oh, drawing is so bad. Armin throws up. He's alive, thank goodness, Mikasa says. Armin, are you alright? Annie, how? What happened? Annie comes out of her Titan form for some reason. Okay, so in this version, Aaron's supposed to be going full force on these people. He's supposed to be... I guess he's supposed to be... trying, of course, his best not to kill them. But he's still going full force, making sure parity is number one. And his own personal freedom is number one. So, my question is, why is Annie out of her Titan? To have a fun conversation with Armin? Really? This really doesn't make any sense right now. Why she's exposing herself to an extremely hostile enemy. And presumably, I'm assuming that Aaron does not care about Annie's dad or Annie's feelings or anything about Annie whatsoever. So I'm assuming he'd be even more hostile towards Annie specifically than Connie or Mikasa or Armin. Again, we're going to just debunk everything in here. We managed to take down Barrethelt, and the blast blew all the Titans in the area away, so we've got time. Falco's coming for us now. How you feeling? Can you still transform? Yeah, but the plan's changed. I'm not transforming here. Huh, why not? I can explain on the way. How are we in supplies? Not good, I'll be honest. It's the last stunt cost me. I'm out of gas. See, this is what I'm saying. And again, I know you guys already knew this, but she's referencing prior chapters. Anyway, let's continue. Or maybe she's not referencing prior chapters. Anyway, I can still transform a couple times more. I think it's Annie talking. But even with Barrethelt down, I doubt that'll make much of a difference. Why do you ask, Armin? And what do you mean the plans have changed? Because I found out where. Mikasa, Connie, Annie. If you're done sitting on your asses, then it's time to move. Yeah, exactly. Why are they sitting on their asses? To be exact, I probably should change that because again, I don't want to swear. I want this to be really a psychological and intelligent conversation. But yeah, why are they sitting on their butts, just lying around, doing nothing, resting on their laurels, twiddling their thumbs, when Aaron is out there, like out to get them, to destroy them all? why they're there. Especially Annie has no reason to dawdle like this. Because, again, I'm assuming this might be fake. Maybe Aaron is more nuanced than just, Chad, we're gonna find freedom. Aaron, maybe he's more nuanced than that. But, hey, I'm just gonna jump a gun here and say that he does not care about Annie's freedom or Annie's happiness. There's no reason for them to be treated around. I'm glad Armin mentioned that. But still, just because you lampshade does not mean that you're entirely off the hook. Falco's got a small window before those Titans come back. Falco, dive into the steam. Armin, why aren't you blowing this place up to crappy pieces? And they're covered in spit. That's disgusting. So I'm assuming that's Levi talking. Sorry, Captain. Yeah, I'm right. But plans have changed. We need to head to the front. Can Falco make it? He's getting really tired. But if we follow the updraft in the steam, it should make flying faster. Ooh, science! How many? This is where I'm gonna get really petty. How many information cards are in here? You're saying, well, how many information cards were in the original? Yeah, none. But if you want to act like you're some scientific, well thought out person who makes their stories completely grounded in reality, then I would like to see some information cards, because Isayama provided information cards for all of his stuff to ground it in science, and now here you are acting like you're some scientific guru. It just rubs me the wrong way. Again, I'm being petty, but still, deserves to be mentioned. Good, because I think that where both Aaron and Zeke, I think I know where both Aaron and Zeke are. I'm starting to get the feeling that this is a Warhammer Titan theory. Though I've been talking to some people about Warhammer Titan theories, so maybe I've already been primed, but let's hear it. What? How? What changed? And again, with this sort of Aaron, the Warhammer Titan makes complete sense, because again, he's like he does not sacrifice his principles, and he still gets to do the rumble. He doesn't sacrifice his principles. He can still protect parity, gain personal freedom, and make sure he's not taking away his friend's freedom. It's perfect. But I will also like to add, why is Annie free? Why is Peak free? Why is Gabby free? Why is anyone who's not his friend free? Again, unless you're saying that he cares about Annie's freedom in this version, which I'm sure he does not. I'm sure he's going to kill her later on, and I'm sure her dad is dead as a sort of a narrative punishment for her actions. But Armin still gets. Anyway, I don't know why this is the way this is, because again, this was a mystery that I was asking. I have distinct memories of asking myself, why is he not taking away? I mean, at least Peak and Gabby. At the very least, Peak and Gabby should not have their Titans. At the very, very least. Right? But in this version, they do. For some reason. I don't know how. Again, 133 is canonical in this fake canon. It's kind of confusing, but you know what I mean. So, maybe... I don't know. I honestly don't know what the hell they're trying to do. But let's continue. What? How? What changed? Because he said he knows where both Aaron and Zeke are. When I was taken by that Titan, I lost consciousness, and then I was back in that place. The paths. That's that weird place with the sand. What'd you see? Everything. And I think Aaron brought me there for one last chance to dissuade us from stopping him. But I thought Aaron could see the future. I thought Aaron sees all these timelines. Why would he need to bring him there? Yes, you could say he's trying to confirm stuff. That's true. But still, the question still needs to be asked. And it is a valid answer. I probably shouldn't have given you an answer. Okay, I finally figured out why his cuffs are so weird. Okay, so do you see... No, never mind. Forget about it. Forget I said that. When I get a better fitting shirt, I'll show you. I tried to do what I could, but there's no reasoning with him anymore. Here's the thing. Armin realized this a long time ago. First off, he realized in 135, number 1. So, I guess this Armin is canonically dumber. And he really realized this a long time ago. Because Armin had no reasoning. As I said, no one ever denied Flock was right. They just denied Flock's values. No one ever said that. No one ever was arguing with Aaron about the rumbling in a real manner. Like they knew. They weren't like they really weren't pretending. And again, John, Armin likes to be cute and dance around stuff and say stuff in slight and implied ways. John was like, you know what, Aaron's right. Aaron's doing this for us. I mean, And then that's actually when Hanji. I'm pretty sure it's when Hanji talking to John, when she slams her fist on John. John said it's wrong. Right. So this makes Armin dumber because he realized this much earlier. again, if you want to be really crystal clear, he realized it's 135, so there's no reason for him to be saying this now. But earlier, the Titans were acting strange. Even if he's trying to stop us, that doesn't mean he wants to hurt us. Really? But it's good that they said that. Or here's the thing. Here's another thing. Just because they say something does not mean that that's Aaron's motivation. If we're talking about Aaron's will and what Aaron wants to do, and someone brings this, that's not permissible in court, as I'd say. Just throw that away. That's not evidence. What we should say as evidence is, oh, he went easy on them, he stopped the Titans, he didn't kill them automatically. That's what you could say. But Mikasa saying this does not canonize Aaron's motivations or actions or feelings at all. This is just something that Mikasa's implying. This is something that Mikasa is Mikasa gathering information and making an assumption. That's all this is. Okay? Just so you remember. Mikasa, there's no other way. The Aaron we knew is gone. Again, Mikasa realized it's 130. Armin realized it's 135 and earlier. And no, Aaron's been the same exact person. Nothing about him has changed. I'm sorry. I'm gonna bring up Stohess. He didn't care about what sort of innocent people were in Stohess who he was killing. He just wanted to kill Annie. He just wanted to get Annie. And so he blew through. And maybe saying, well, Beluga, he had to because he was less skilled than Annie and he was more determined and blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. That makes sense. But at least show some concern. Like, Annie's the villain and she is trying to avoid civilian death. She looks sad and shocked when civilians are getting killed and she's breaking stuff. So Aaron couldn't even have that reaction? No. Aaron instead decided to say he will destroy the entire world, and then after that was freedom for him. That's Aaron, right? So, and Aaron has always wanted to protect his friends. Aaron's always wanted to protect his country. So, well, you know what I mean. So, no, this is the same exact Aaron. I know everyone loves this line because it's like, oh, yes, no, the Alliance doesn't need to kill Aaron. This is nothing because not only did everyone already know this at this point, he's just wrong. It's the same exact Aaron. Same exact Aaron. And again, in Liberio, they said it's like, oh, the old Aaron when it kills civilians. It's just this line just sucks. Again, all these fan-made stuff is just sacrificing actual deep psychological, nuanced conversation and dialogue and motivations and character development for just cheap dialogue. Oh, we're gonna find freedom. I'm not gonna let you do this, Aaron. I'm gonna stand up for my rights. I'm not gonna abandon them. So just cheap drama to get the audience hyped up and just replacing actual good stuff. I've already made a decision. We can't hesitate. We can't slow it down. Not even for a moment. Millions of innocent lives will die if we do. Ooh, man. If this was anime sins, I would give them -3 sins to the way they drew Annie here. Holy Hannah. This looks nothing like Annie Lane. I can't even begin to describe to you how... Okay, let's continue. And again, they already knew this. And 1-3... Let's get 135 again, shall we? I can't believe that. Where is it? Come on, I know it's here. Here it is. Again, recalling Commander Erwin. Someone who could not throw anything away will never be able to change anything. I know that. Nothing will change unless I throw them away. I cannot hold to my naive hopes. Aaron, I have to. He already had this conversation with himself. And he already had this conversation with Mikasa twice! Donnie's humanity and the campfire scene. Why are they just being said? Why is it surprising? Why does everyone have this solemn look? They already knew this! Let's continue, and here's Mikasa's face. Which... You need to decide what you're going to do, Mikasa. Our goal now is to break through Aaron's last defenses and take him and Zeke down. I'll be the one to kill Aaron and end this. Once everyone is clear. No one else needs to die today. And he was calling Zeke. Remember, this is a narrative truth that this is a lot, which is when he gives exposition and explains mystery through flashback and the conversation. So right now, Armin is recalling something that was said to him from Zeke that we did not know of prior. And Zeke is saying, "Hey, And so to ride to your death like proud soldiers. And he's shocked or something, I don't know. You heard the commander. Again, this is this running theme because Armin was such a wimp before him. We want to make him strong, and we want to make sure he's the emboldened, imposing leader that Aaron was. And I'm not even going to say my thoughts. This is what it is. Stay focused and watch Falco's hairy behind from getting spread at. Even with this cover with Phil. Here it is. And when I say here it is, I mean Zeke's dialogue. But see, that's what I mean by idealism amounting to nothing. This just gets much worse. Idealism? That's what people say you don't understand the story. That is not what Zeke was talking about. Zeke wasn't talking about idealism. He was talking about human beings wanting to save their species. Have you ever, like, when it's like a giant drama and it's like humanity at stake, like, particularly with aliens or something, have you ever asked yourself, why are these people fighting so hard just for humanity not to be extinct? Like, has that thought ever popped into your mind? That's a scary, scary thought if you actually dwell on that, right? Of course, you know why I think that we should save humanity. There's a couple of reasons why, but, if you're not religious, you're not religious. That was very moving, Armin says. Because in the end, you still have no clue what's waiting for you. And you still have to and you still underestimate the monster Aaron has become. I think this is Zeke saying this in the memory. Even now, you're still being used by Aaron, just like he uses me. His hand, it was crumbling before it was healed. So you're saying Aaron is using you? Is he keeping you with him? Is that why you're still alive? Again, very poor drawing of Zeke here. Your time is up, Armin. Now it's my turn to ask you. Are you prepared to pay the price your cause will demand from you? Okay. Wait, what? Huh? And I think he gets out of his... Or will it crush you instead like all the others? And I think he gets... I don't know, who is this? He gets a memory of faceless people. One of them looks like Misa, one of them looks like Connie. Yeah, one of them's Annie. And I love how they had her nose in here. That's just funny. That's a funny dog whistle to the... And then their hair gets blown back by something, and Armin's surprised. I will say, I do like that they use that technique Itsuyama uses. That is pretty cool. Good luck, Armin. To be continued. Alright. When is this going to end? How long must I deal with this? Okay, so I think you know how I feel about that. They completely destroyed one of the best chapters in the show. Among other things. Again, I don't... You guys are... This was... Wow. What exactly is better? Again, this is a time for ending defending, I guess. What exactly was an improvement? I don't understand what the improvement was. It appears to me as if they just traded out actual dialogue and conversation and nuance and complexity and themes for cheap drama. Let's see. Yeah, this is awful. What? See, now I'm in a state of confusion. You made this chapter significantly worse than it already was. You made it so much worse. And even the character is so much more stupid. And so much... But again, and I hate to bring it to this, And I really hate to bring it to this, but the smartest character, for the most part, has to be as smart as the author. So, I mean, Isayama's on a completely different level as far as intelligence goes. So, if they're trying to recreate his characters, you have to be as intelligent as Isayama. And that's just hard to do. And so I can see why the characters are much more bland, much less grounded. Because I guess simpletons are fine with taking platitudes at face value without diving deeper into them. I don't really know. But this is... I gotta say, I was a little bit excited because my buddy told me it was better. He said it was pretty good. And, this is just awful. I see nothing good from this at all. I don't know why this is... Yeah. This is just awful. This is just, like, really... Half of it was giving platitudes that were ungrounded or unexplained. Half of it was battle, which I'm not really a big fan of battle in manga, because... yeah. And the other half was... Or not half, I guess we could think the third was... just drama. Just drama for no good reason. This... And again, question... I really should be careful about asking questions before the thing is over. But I do have some questions. Why does Armin not have the Colossal? Why does Armin have the Colossal tie-in if he was trapped in the paths? Why did Eren trap them in the paths? I thought Eren, all these... Those are just a few questions I have about stuff. Why did Ymir swallow? Why was he swallowed? Why isn't Eren just swallowing him again? I guess because he got on the Titan, right? But why is Falco allowed to even be a bird in the first place? This is... And you say, well, he looked up to him, thought he was a nice kid, thought he was a good kid, maybe he didn't want to take away his freedom. Okay, understandable, but Peak? Peak! He wants Peak to be free. Again, I probably shouldn't ask questions before it's over, but those are just some things to think about. So yeah, that's my reaction. That's what I think. Good stuff. Good things I think about it. The flashback. That was interesting because you got to have like new stuff while you were reading, and I always liked when Isayama did that. So good for them. Alright, thank you for watching, and thank you for staying on for so long. Make sure to subscribe, and like, make sure to leave a comment if you want to, and also make sure to follow me in Discord, or not follow me, but check out my Discord if you have a question, if you want to have a debate, you can go there, all that good stuff. Alright, peace out.